Well, the latest release of Epstein files have revealed bombshell emails from Sarah Ferguson, the former Duchess of York, to the convicted sex offender.
Let's get some more. Here's our entertainment editor, Peter Foote. Hi, Pete. What have we learnt this morning?
Well, we've learned by way of these emails that Jeffrey Epstein had a child 15 years ago, a baby boy.
She's made some huge mistakes. Having anything to do with Epstein was a total wrong decision in every sense of the word.
Unsettling fresh communications purportedly taken from Epstein's secret safes are revealing a crazy truth that the palace allegedly kept hidden. Epstein allegedly got Princess Eugenie pregnant. However, why? According to some royal insiders, they hope to inherit his wealth and possibly even his business acumen. Even worse is the claim that other members of the royal family also pressured their daughters to approach him. Additionally, Fergie allegedly stole as little as $15,000 from Epstein and found methods to raise money through her charitable endeavors whenever she was broke.
Fergie's relationship with Epstein is certainly being scrutinised. What's the latest on the allegations around Fergie?
Well, all the time, and we used to feel a bit sorry for Fergie because we thought she was embroiled and brought under the sort of shadow, if you like, of her husband, or former husband. What's now emerged is that she's not only borrowed lots of money that she needs to do, but she's also, at one stage, tried to retract from criticising Epstein in public.
It also concerns why the royal family continued to support a man who had previously been found guilty. One email, dated September 21, 2011, truly took everyone by surprise. Sarah Ferguson is said to have congratulated Epstein on the birth of a boy in it.
Sarah Ferguson congratulated Jeffrey Epstein on the birth of a baby boy after he was released from jail in 2011. Have we ever heard wind that Jeffrey Epstein might have had a child?
No, that's new. That was very interesting. I mean, he was very cute.
A baby boy, indeed. Just pause for a moment now. Epstein's childbearing was never made public. No child was named in his will. However, a member of the royal family is congratulating him on becoming a parent. She even claimed to have heard the Duke say it. The majority of people think that meant Prince Andrew. People are now inquiring, who was this baby? And this is where things start to get gloomier. A victim journal was made public in a different document release. In it, a young woman claimed to have given birth to Epstein's child, who was taken from her within minutes of the birth. According to the diary, Epstein discussed the creation of a superior gene pool. And when you put those two things next to each other, it makes people feel uncomfortable because if there was a baby, where did that child go? And who was aware? Now, there is something we must address before we even discuss Princess Eugenie further, and to be honest, it's difficult to ignore. In 2008, Epstein was found guilty.
Jeffrey Epstein went to jail just before 10 this morning, pleaded guilty in open court. He agreed to serve a total of 18 months in the Palm Beach detention facility, 12 for felony solicitation of prostitutes, and an additional 6 for procuring persons under 18 for prostitution.
He was incarcerated. According to sources, 5 days after Steve left, Sarah Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie were brought to see Ferguson. Take a moment to truly sit with that. He had a reputation as a sexual offender already. However, folks continued to stop by as if nothing had changed. Why? People are tense from just one question. When you look at the money, things only become worse. According to reports, Sarah Ferguson was heavily indebted at the time. According to other sources, she asked Epstein for financial assistance. There were also claims that she requested £20,000 from him in order to pay her rent.
The latest dump reveals that Sarah Ferguson, that will be Andrew's ex-wife, we've learned now that he gave her £15,000 to pay for some unpaid debts. One email from Sarah asks Epstein for £20,000 to pay her rent because the landlord is threatening to go public with what she owes. We learned that when Sarah visited New York, Epstein had to provide her with 4 apartments.
People can't help but wonder what type of devotion is truly created when money and power are combined in such a way. Was that a true friendship? Was it necessary? Or was it more profound? Let's take a moment to return to Eugenie. Virginia Jew, the woman who accused Prince Andrew and subsequently reached a settlement with him, is just 6 years younger than Eugenie. When people look back at the timeline, the age disparity causes them to feel apprehensive. Then an old video reappears on the internet. In public, Prince Andrew consoles Eugenie. The camera angle seems a bit strange to some folks. We're not claiming that anyone did anything improper, but it starts to seem different when old film and new emails match. And that's the current situation. Because it becomes more difficult to deny how frequently the royal circle appears in discussions connected to Epstein as more documents come to light. It's not just Andrew, either. Social media users brought attention to the purported inclusion of Princess Margaret's son, Queen Elizabeth's nephew, in Epstein's Black Book. It begins to resemble a pattern when names from extended families start to appear. Even those closest to them began to worry how Princess Beatrice was able to travel so often on what was reportedly a meager salary, particularly during the time that Andrew and Fergie were being questioned about their financial ties. And there is another aspect that most people only discuss in whispers. High-end HD camera systems were apparently installed throughout Epstein's island residences. Some of them were reportedly Nest-style cameras that saved video in the cloud, according to online reports and discussions. Copies of the video might have existed outside the island if it had been backed up off-site. If influential people came, where is the video now? Who was in charge of the recordings, assuming any existed? And when you see fresh files that include the names of persons who were actually present, that question becomes even more complex. In one widely shared video, Epstein is seen driving across Manhattan while a young girl sits in the back seat. Additionally, supporters assert that Dmitry Korov, an actor and director who is said to currently reside in Los Angeles, has been identified as the driver. Can you see how this comes together? It's not one big explosion. It's tiny fragments building up one after the other. Then this took place. Following reports that Sarah Ferguson had been in email contact with Epstein, 7 charities reportedly severed their links with her.
Fergie had been dropped by several charities, as you're just saying there, completely removed from many websites and Patreon. And what also is going to happen today is that all this follows those gushing emails to Jeffrey Epstein following his conviction.
Simultaneously, earlier emails that showed Epstein's ex-longtime girlfriend Eva Dubin casually inviting him over while her 15-year-old daughter and pals were at home came to light. In the email, she even made reference to the girl's presence. Additionally, Epstein was designated as her children's godfather. People are genuinely concerned about that level of easiness. Let's return to the infant now. The question seems inevitable: if Epstein actually discussed establishing a gene pool, if a victim claimed her baby was taken from her, if someone congratulated him via email on a newborn, and if over 100 people later contacted DNA companies believing they might be his child, something that was brought up during the 2020 DNA investigation talks. Did Epstein father children in secret? And who ensured that no one knew if he did? Because it seems as though powerful people are being protected when they maintain tight relationships with someone who has already been found guilty and served time. And the most important topic of all is always raised by protection. Why was it bad judgment? Was it fear? Did they have financial ties? Or was there anything more profound that we are currently unaware of? Because it wouldn't just be a scandal if wealthy families actually had hidden children. It would alter the course of history. Perhaps this explains why every new email release feels burdensome. New names appear each time new files are opened, yet the palace stays quiet. I'll leave you with this, then. Why does every new document that is released simply cause more questions rather than answers if there is truly nothing to conceal? What do you suppose the upcoming files might reveal if this story isn't finished yet? This one feels like there's more to come, so please share your opinions with me.